I want to get into the whole Nico situation. And it sounds like Tennessee knew that they were going to be under another investigation. And it sounds like that Tennessee was prepared for it. Let's go ahead and dig into that right now. Tennessee hired lawyers back in 2022. Now, last I checked, the second notice of allegations that was supposed to come and the potential investigation that was broke by Pat Forty and some other national news people happened in 2024. Do I have my years wrong, Caleb? Or did Tennessee know something might be coming down the pike?
It sounds like Tennessee knew something might be coming down the pike. And I think Tennessee was forward thinking enough to say that they wanted to. This is weird to say. Tennessee wanted the fame for going after the NCAA. They were planning to be the big dogs on campus from the start. According to this, and this is reporting from Adam Sparks of Knoxville News Sentinel, their internal documents that UT spent tens of thousands of dollars on lawyers to look out for the interest of Nico Iamaleava, as well as other athletes in the NIL space by the time he had enrolled at Tennessee in December of 2022. They had hired expert help to get ahead of NCAA investigators who were targeting specific schools for breaking NIL rules that were ultimately ruled invalid by federal court. So, keep in mind, Dave, Tennessee was under investigation by the NCAA in this time for actual violations they committed under Jeremy Pruitt. That hadn't wrapped up yet. Is this the most brazen thing that's ever been done by a school in the history of schools?
Well, the only way I can answer that, and Kaylin here on the message board has given us a great intro to answer the very question: was Tennessee astute or just paranoid? It's 4 downs, and it's brought to you by Dynasty Pools and Spas.
4 Downs brought to you by Dynasty Spas, the most comfortable spas made in the United States of America, right here in East Tennessee. Drop in for the all-new showroom in Athens. Dynasty Spas, perfect for all 4 seasons. 4 Downs, presented by Off the Hook Sports.
All right, let's jump in the hot tub with the one and only Cooper Mays. Coop, what are people supposed to do?
Cooper Mays here. Hit like and subscribe.
And what down is it?
Coop here. First down.
All right. So Kaylin, GBO on our message board says great recruiting tool. I agree. And that wasn't going to be one of my 4 questions because that shows that you're looking out and you're proactively thinking about the student athlete and that any promise they make you can't be undone, Jaden Rashada, even though that was undone by their ineptitude. It was undone. I think this is a great recruiting tool, and you go to them and you say, listen, and they probably already have. I'm making you this promise of X amount, whatever X amount is, you're going to get. I don't care if we get sued or not. You're going to get it from us. I think it is a good recruiting tool. I thought that was a good point by our friend Kaylin there.
Oh, it's a heck of a recruiting tool. They knew being out of the front of this NIL fight was going to be a recruiting tool. That's why they did this. That's why they were preparing in December of 2022. They knew they were breaking retroactive NCAA rules. This is what is going to tell me this. Tennessee's defense is a lie. Not the state suing Virginia, but the Vols defense is a lie. And you guys may not like hearing this. Their argument is the NCAA has been unfairly changing the rules on them consistently, so it's hard to keep up and it's unfair to retroactively enforce rules. That's fine. That's fair. They were breaking the NIL rules, though, after those rules were passed, and they knew they were breaking those NIL rules. They just didn't care because they were ready for this to go to court.
Yep, and they were ready for it to go to court, and it did, and what did they do? They won easy, and then also on the message board tells these kids will go to battle for them, and absolutely it does. What down, Coop?
Cooper Mays here. Second down.
All right, second down. So do you think Nico knew about all this during it, or did they keep it from him because you don't want to hear about lawyers involved in your recruiting and stuff? I mean, I see how it can be used as a positive and we're taking care of you. But by the same token, I could also see myself saying, it might be easier just to go to Southern California and not worry about all this mess because Lawyers involved with recruiting just sounds weird, doesn't it?
It really does. It really does. Nico,
You
I
think he
don't
knew?
know. I don't know. I don't know if he knew. I don't think because I don't know if Nico would have wanted the smoke. So maybe they didn't tell him so they could make sure that he stayed committed.
I don't know about you, but I don't go on our message boards and our Hooker's Corner and announce when I've hired a lawyer. I'll just go ahead and tell you that. What down, Coop?
Tennessee center Cooper Mays here. Third down.
It is third down, and third down is this smart or slimy?
Both.
Cop out. Cop out.
Both.
Bullshit.
It's both.
No.
I mean,
No, you have to take one. I'm not
no,
lying.
it's both. Just like, by the way, when Greg Popovich used to do load management for the Spurs and rest his starters when they were playing national TV games on the
You
road.
and your load management. Is it smart or slimy? You got to pick one.
It's both. It's smart and slimy.
Yeah.
It's smart and slimy. No, it's both. I know.
More,
I can.
more smart or more slimy?
Well, it's more smart because if they didn't do it, somebody else would have taken the NCAA out anyway. So, okay, I'll go smart, and here's why. If Tennessee didn't do it, somebody would have. Why not? Why not you do it, and you get all the fame and glory and love from recruits for doing it?
Okay, mine's more slimy. I mean, it's a little slimy, isn't it? I mean, come on. I mean, just go hire lawyers because you're divvying out money to players that not so long ago was deemed the the worst sin possible. Isn't that? I don't know. That's a
I'm
little.
going to tell you this. Here's why it's also smart. We had been talking about how Spire Sports has just been talking too much. They've been way too open about all the money they're giving. Have they?
Wait. You're still in number 4. You're still in number 4.
Oh,
You go.
sorry.
Okay. I tell you what. Let's do this.
All SEC center Cooper Mays here. Fourth down.
You ask the question. How about that? Because I know exactly where you're going because that's where I was going.
Were we wrong to criticize Spire Sports for being so out front with the money they were paying players? And I think we were because I think they knew the whole time this was coming down the pipe.
I'll give you my answer. 4 downs brought to you by Dynasty Pools and Spas. Guys, need you to go to Dynasty Pools and Spas. Use the promo code Off the Hook Sports, or just mention Off the Hook Sports. Get $500 off. And all these chemicals and all of these spas are locally made. So get to that showroom in Athens, and they'll deliver it to your house with everything you need, best prices, and just an incredible showroom you're going to love. DynastyPoolsandSpas.com. If you just want to order your chemicals, support our sponsors. That's why they're here. Yes, there's no doubt in my mind that Spire Sports leaked the contract to David Ubben of The Athletic, that they let that number get out there, and they didn't care because they thought they were on the right side of the law. And as it turns out, they were. So while I have criticized when I thought it's time to criticize different entities, including Spire Sports, I am going to give them a major amount of applause because that was pretty smooth. If that's what they did from the get a lot of attention just to basically get the NCAA interested so you could then kind of countersue them, that's pretty ingenious, Caleb.
Oh, it was beyond ingenious. And guys, Tennessee's got it. I told y'all when he was hired, and I'm not a cheerleader. At my old job, and I'm my old spot covering Tennessee, the day he was hired, I said John Curry was an awful hire for Tennessee. I was proven right. The day he was hired, I said Danny White was the biggest home run hire Tennessee's ever made. And this guy has been forward thinking on everything. We're talking about a guy, Dave, who hung a national championship banner at UCF when they went undefeated and weren't invited to the college football playoff. Actually, you found a legal rule with the NCAA loopholes to claim a national championship. So they're in the NCAA record books as a split national champion with Alabama in 2017. Okay.
Tennessee, the cockiest team in the nation. Yes, they are. I'm going to go ahead and answer my own question.
Yeah. Are they the cockiest program or just Tennessee football, the cockiest team?
Oh, I don't mean the players individually program. I'm sorry.
Yes, they're the cockiest program in the nation. It's hilarious, though.
Travis says he can't believe Dave just missed a lawyer segue. Well, I really didn't, because we're brought. So who do you think, if this was the plan, concocted it? Do you think it was Danny White, or do you think it was someone from Spire Sports, or who would you credit this to, or do we really even know?
I think it was Danny White. I think Danny White is so extremely forward thinking. I think he went to lawyers and he went to Spire Sports and he went to Donnie Plowman and he basically said, could we do this? Could we pull this off? And so he went to Spire Sports and went to some attorneys and said, what are our chances? They probably all told him it's pretty good. Then he went to Donnie Plowman and he probably said, do you care if we do this? Now, Spire Sports might have been in on it with him. It might have been collaborative, because Spire Sports, like, if you're a collective, you want to get out in front and say that you're the largest collective, don't you? You want that on your name.
Yeah,
So,
being braggadocious is actually a good trait in that field.
yeah, exactly. So I think in that regard, I don't think Spire Sports was going to sit there and say, I'm uncomfortable doing this. No. Okay. Like, I think Spire Sports was a pretty like, yeah, man, let's go. It's like,
Well, why wouldn't they? I mean, because they couldn't have gotten in any trouble.
Yeah, they could.
I mean, they just can keep cruising on and they'll be just fine. We got Caleb back here. Caleb, you were saying they what?
Oh, did I get cut out for a second?
You cut out for just a second. We were having one of those days. Go ahead and tell me what you were going to say.
Yeah, no, I absolutely firmly believe that Spire Sports was totally involved from the start, but I think this was Danny White's idea. I'm fairly convinced this was Danny White's idea.
Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. I don't know if he got lucky or not, but it worked out. It would be an interesting book. I'm not writing another book, by the way, but it would be an interesting book to write, to get some of those behind the scenes type of thoughts.